Congressman Jason Smith, he's a Republican of Missouri, chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. Now, this was a deposition behind closed doors. We don't have a transcript yet, but what are you able to tell us about this?
Well, Dana, yesterday, what we saw out of James Biden is that all he focused on was protecting the family brand. Proven step by step, that's what they do best. Protect the family brand and sell that family brand all over the world. Dana, the family brand is Joe Biden. We have numerous WhatsApp messages and also emails that came from the IRS whistleblowers that intimately showed James Biden, along with Hunter, Tony Bobulinski, Rob Walker, and other associates selling the brand to foreigners all over the world. And the brand is Joe Biden.
So just to repeat the quote he gave, I've had a 50-year career in a variety of business ventures. Joe Biden never had any involvement or any direct or indirect financial interest in those activities. Are you saying that's not true? And if so, did he lie?
Well, let me just say, the IRS whistleblowers provided the Ways and Means Committee an email that James Biden was included in that was talking about how they would distribute the profits from the Chinese energy company, 20% to James and 10% to the big guy. You cannot tell me that Joe Biden was not involved. Those are text messages and emails that was provided by the IRS whistleblowers that contradict what James Biden said on numerous accounts yesterday. Joe Biden has said all along that he had no knowledge of his son's business dealings, but we have Mr. Archer and numerous other individuals that have came before us where there's been phone calls, there's been dinner meetings with his business associates.
Just back to the most pointed question. Are you alleging that he's lying?
He's definitely not telling the truth. It's complete hogwash what he's saying. And so people are going to have to be held accountable. I sure hope the Justice Department is paying attention to what's happening.
Listen to President Biden, just as a reminder for everyone, this is August of 2019, right before that election. Watch here.
First of all, I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period.
And then you had Hunter Biden say this just this past December.
My father was not financially involved in my business, not as a practicing lawyer, not as a board member of Burisma, not in my partnership with a Chinese private businessman, not in my investments at home nor abroad, and certainly not as an artist.
How do those two statements from President Biden and his son Hunter match up with what James Biden told you yesterday?
Well, let's say this first. Before the Ways and Means Committee released the IRS whistleblower information, Joe Biden continued to say he knew nothing about his son's business dealings. The day after we released the IRS whistleblower depositions, the White House then started saying Joe Biden was not involved. Then you have Hunter moving on a few months later saying that he was not financially involved. The IRS whistleblowers provided to our committee numerous examples of where Joe Biden was connected and knew about Hunter Biden's business dealings, James Biden's business dealings. So that is complete counter to what James Biden said yesterday in those transcribed interviews.
All right, got about another week before Hunter's there, and we'll follow it then. Thank you, sir, for coming on today. Jason Smith, the Republican from Missouri. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.